Hey everyone, Aiden G here, back again with another review. I know it's been a while. I've been busy with getting adjusted with going back to school, moving in, getting my classes started, but nevertheless we are back and I have been sleeping on this review for a while. True Fiction, Shuteye. Shuteye is the second mixtape from this up-and-coming rap collective project, True Fiction. I stumbled upon this mixtape after a request to review it, and let me just say I am very glad that I got to listen to this. This album is bold, it's edgy, it's fun, it's full of surprises. When I was listening to this record, I could tell there were definitely a lot of inspirations from new age rappers such as Tyler the Creator, Brockhampton, Danny Brown, and especially Injury Reserve. I got a lot of vibes from them. With its grimy beats all over the place and the vocals too, these guys are not afraid to experiment. On the opening track, we have this epic introduction feeling with this gut-wrenching hook. Along with this climactic bass and synths, it really sets a cinematic tone for this record, which is great because the album really plays with a lot of different genres, but it's still really cohesive in its themes. On the track All That, we have this very 50s type ballad sound mixed in with this very hypnotic drum beat. It really sucks you in, and I love how this track was really arranged and put together. It was really fun and wild. I feel the same way on the track Pump It Up. It's a very groovy dance beat along with these distorted vocals that for some reason just work really well here. I love the flow these guys have on their tracks as well. It's very smooth. On the track Swipe, we have a very grungy sound with what sounds like a really distorted record scratch as the backbone of the beat. I thought that was a really cool sample to use, and I thought this track was overall well produced. I personally was not a huge fan of the lyrics. I thought they could have used a little bit of work. I think the artists were trying to be ironic here, which I do appreciate, but I don't think it did it for me. Then we have the tracks Blacker and Boondoxed, which I thought were two very fun tracks on this album. I thought the production was well arranged, but I thought there could have just been more done with it, especially Boondoxed. I did love Boondoxed for its versatility though. It reminded me of something I would hear off a Zalooper's album. The performers definitely had a very fun and open vocal range, which I really liked on it. Next, we have Off 2, which was a little underwhelming for me. I think it's a really cool vibe with its synths, but I thought True Fiction had a lot more potential with this track, like Blacker and Boondocks. I do like it and I enjoy the sound, especially with its inclusion in the record, but I think it could have just been taken a little further, maybe spent a little more time on it. Next is Facts, and I have to say I really enjoyed this track especially. I thought the production was slick as hell. The versatility was really on point. I like the subject on this track as well, talking about love in a sense where we are seeing the perspective of an unhealthy relationship from the pusher, understanding the person who is mostly in the wrong. Then we have The Glow, which is probably my favorite track on this whole project. I love the groovy and fast-paced beginning and the soft transition into the slow, beautiful and somber ending. The impact of these vocals building up over the track is really superb and probably one of my favorite elements these guys implement throughout this album. They really know how to play with their vocals and create something really memorable. I thought Homebody was a really spacey track and not too memorable. I felt there wasn't really anything unique about it, except for the verse from, I'm guessing, Swoopy, who's the featured artist on it. That comes about a minute in. I thought that was a very vibrant and fun verse, but other than that, that track really didn't pop out to me. Do the Right Thing is another one of my favorite tracks on this record. Do the Right Thing is another one of my favorite tracks on here. I think it's a very peaceful track, even with its fun references, especially to Tyler the Creator. Jokes aside though, I think this is a very nice curveball on the record. I really love the guitar on this as well. It goes great with all the members' vocals, along with the melancholy piano that it transitions into that comes in the second half. Really great atmospheric feeling overall, and really adds to this theme of like loneliness to the record.
Next, we have Trigger Warning. This is a very explosive, in your ears, balls to the walls track.
I feel like I could consider this as like the fun track of the record, where the band was kind of just having fun, implementing random things, definitely experimenting the most on it. They have these very angry and explicit vocals mixed with audio, which what I can probably assume is footage of past wars, But I can tell these guys have definitely listened to Death Grips once or twice. It's a very cinematic track too. Everything was very well mixed together. Definitely another one of the highlights. Then we have When You're Here. I thought this track was an alright ending. I liked the sound of it a lot with the lower vocals. Felt more calmer compared to the track right before it. But I felt like, again, they could have done more with the production. Something added, maybe some synths, maybe like harder pianos, something, maybe electric guitar. I just felt like there was an element missing from this track to really make this finale pop. I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 for this record. Overall, I think this album has a lot of highlights and a few moments that needed some work, but I think these guys really accomplished a great project. True Fiction, they did a fantastic job at creating an atmosphere, keeping a cohesive theme of loneliness and agitation throughout this project. And again, like any other artist starting out, they need to work on a lot of things and experiment until they just get better. But I think these guys really do have something unique here. Something I haven't seen before. There's definitely a lot of new aspects they're trying to introduce. They're not just another rap group trying to get themselves off the ground. And even though it's not a perfect 10, I would put this album as one of my favorites of this year just because of how bold it is, how these guys are not afraid to experiment, and I really have a lot of respect for that. I really admire that a lot. I seriously do recommend that you guys go check this album out. True Fiction, Shuteye. The link to their page is in the description below, and I am very much looking forward to what they have planned next.